also strive to be a reflection of what you want to receive. That's because if you like, negativity is contagious. People who are unhappy around you can also contaminate you, so that's also contagious. Fear is contagious, and so is happiness and optimism. So why don't you surround yourself with people who are optimistic? So that they can try to bring out the best in you, and then you also try to be a reflection of what you want to receive. Once again, thank you for joining us. This is Home Affairs. My name is Adam Naite, and we are live on Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners. And it's one of the reasons we're saying a very big thank you to all our listeners this season. We have loads of packages to give to our listeners for sticking with us. This year we have done a lot of things on this platform, and you have been there, you have supported us, you have encouraged us, you have given us feedback. It's time for us to say thank you, we love you, and that's what my colleagues and I are doing. So if you're an ardent and a loyal listener of Joy FM, we're going to say thank you to you in grand style. Just have to send a message to us and hashtag it I love Joy FM to 055-1111-997. And what are you doing? Just telling us why you love us. You want to talk about our programs, the presenters. You want to talk about our projects, our events, the ones that do it for you. And then who knows? There's an all-expense paid trip to Dubai or South Africa in the Maha Beach Resort. Some of our listeners will be going there, all-expense paid trip to just go relax and chill out. Labadi Beach Hotel, same, all-expense paid trip. Weekend there. They're giving us family vouchers where families can go have dinner and lunch. If you like breakfast, couple massage vouchers. Hotel Cheche is on board as well, doing us the honors. And yesterday I received another exciting news. Mayflower Hotel is coming on board as well. So it's actually a chill situation. What a time to be a loyal listener of Joy 99.7 FM. I mentioned earlier this week on Drive Time that we have lots of our partners calling in to say that, Adam, how can we support you guys? Well, our doors are open. We have so many people out there who make us feel good about the work we do. And we want to say thank you to them for supporting us. Let me say a very big thank you to Amasha Partners Limited and iCare. Yum Vita, a delicious way to grow. Dano Milk, choose tasty milk, choose nourishment, choose Dano Milk. Dano Milk, go for it. And Unga, Mama's Helping Hand. And we welcome Tasty Tom Enriched Tomato Mix on board. We are excited and we say thank you all so much for banking on Home Affairs. We appreciate the support 101%. I will be giving you some details from our sponsors as we go along. I also want to say a very big thank you to all of you who are supporting us to support Gifty. Remember the lady, the breast cancer survivor, yes. I said that morning when we announced and we called for support, we had a number of you supporting, and thank you very, very, very much. Where are we now? Okay, so she's done, she's gone back to do some of the tests and the labs. She did an image-guided biopsy. And unfortunately, her second breast will also have to be taken out. She's been asked to do a few more things, which she will do on Monday. And she goes back to see the doctors on Wednesday. And that's when we will be able to have, the full complement of what the cost of the treatment will be. So by the grace of God and hopefully on Saturday, I will be here with her. The day we had the interview with her, I mentioned that we couldn't do an artwork because she didn't even have a phone to take a picture for us to do an artwork. And then guess what? Someone sent a smartphone to be given to her. So now she's able to WhatsApp me. Thank you so much for your support. We are indeed grateful. Now let's get on to the business of the day. Can you affair-proof your marriage? Is there even anything like that? Are there things you can do, both on the side of the man and the woman, to ensure that you are for each other alone, no affairs whatsoever in the marriage till death do you part? Is it possible? Or it's just a dream that may never be reached by many? I miss the squad in the studio. Mama T. Good morning, Mama T. How are you?
I'm well. I'm very, very well.
Mrs. Teresa Wiafe Asante.
Yes, so...
Family life coach par excellence.
Blessings. I almost said blessings, sir.
Thank you, Mama T. Hey, and then who do I go to first? Okay, let me do the lawyer.
He's a big man.
Reverend Kofi Boateng, Esquire. Good morning.
Good morning, Adam. It's good to be back.
Good to have you. Good to have you. And Kobina Atabedu. Kobi, what should you do? Procurement experts. Good morning and good to have you.
Good morning and good to have you too.
Yeah, I'm happy to have all of you here this morning. Yes, indeed. You have rested a bit.
Yes.
We're doing this till the end of the year.
Proper rest.
It's well.
Running around everywhere like that.
It is well.
Praise God.
So this topic has been on our table for a bit, and then this week Daniela reminded me that Adam, we need to do this before the year ends, and I said, okay, great. Let's get to it. And so, can you affair-proof your marriage? Is that to mean that affairs are bound to happen in relationships? Kobe, let me start with you. The way you're staring. For which reason we have to be thinking of affair-proofing our relationships and our marriage, especially our marriages?
Ideally,
they are bound to happen.
They are not supposed to happen. Culturally, we had systems to protect the marriage and to prevent it. Unfortunately, Shiatra Oversabi.
That's it.
And then, quote unquote, modernization has changed everything. That now it sounds very odd and abnormal to have a marriage without any form of shenanigans happening around it. And that's sad.
Great. Mama T.
Yes, I'm saying good morning to all our listeners. And yes, just to add to what Kobina said, it is, the God who made marriage made it such that the two people who are involved in this would be the people who are in it. And so you look into scriptures and you notice quite a number of things. In 1 Corinthians 7, Paul was talking about the fact that you asked the question, and my answer is that every man should have his own wife and every woman should have her own husband. And secondly, the reason for marriage is so that you will not burn, so to speak, you will not commit fornication or anything like that. And so if two people decide to get together, then both of them should be willing and committed enough to make it work between them. But it's interesting in recent times, but sometimes I don't even want to say in recent times. Yesterday I was in a program, and we're looking at something around this, and sometimes it is difficult for me to accept that what is happening today has not happened.
It has always been there.
Yes, I keep saying that when I was younger, at 4, my father was doing something as a traditionalist, and 80% of civil cases in the community, the paramount Ashanti, don't come this morning, Pacho. My Ashanti spirit want to come, don't come. The paramount chief, hey, I got it. The paramount chief my father had a council of a group of people with him, and so 80% of civil cases were given to them to deal with, and 80% of these 80% cases were relationship oriented. And as little as 4 or 5, I noticed that these things were happening. I think that in recent times, because we have become many, these things are becoming many as well, and then social media is also making us
that's what I was going to say.
Yes.
That
so the proliferation of the media,
proliferation of media,
is getting us to,
and then the democratization of media through social media is projecting what was already there.
Yes.
When the Americans introduced the American lottery, that is when we started realizing that actually a lot of men have looked after and are still looking after other men's children, thinking that they were their children. It has always been there.
Right. So we should be able to have fair proof, but I always believe that the commitment should come from both of us who are involved here.
Okay, great.
Okay, Adam. So, Adam, we buy insurance for our cars, health insurance, what have you, not because we expect accidents to happen, but we know that accidents can happen.
Sure.
And in the same way, we can take steps to affair-proof our marriages, but it doesn't mean that we can completely prevent affairs from happening.
So affairs can happen.
They can happen, yes. But then we can take steps.
Yes.
To ensure or try to prevent them.
Okay.
But remember that marriage is a human institution, and human beings are fallible. So in spite of how hard we try, some people may still slip. There may still be some mishaps in some marriages.
Okay, 2 questions coming to me. Does it mean that one, especially people who are planning to get into marriage now, should have it at the back of their minds that human beings are prone to making mistakes, and so it could happen? Should that be one of the things that people who are planning to get married should be told?
Yeah, I think it is when you accept that there's a possibility that it can happen that you consciously take steps to prevent it from happening. But if you think that you're going into a marriage with a very holy person and you're immune from the problems of life or the problems of, let me put it this way, the secular world, it can happen to you. It means that you let your guard down, and it can happen to you.
Doesn't that also just give people the leeway to say that, well, we're human beings, it can happen, and so we will do what we have to do, but if it happens, it has happened because we're human beings.
There are consequences for every choice you make. In a cultural setting, it is not allowed. In a cultural setting, if a woman went to another man, she is not allowed back to the man's house. She's sent away. In fact, it is a disgrace for the family. So the family would send her somewhere to cover their shame. If a man went to another woman, the man was made to compensate the woman. They made it expensive for you to stray. So if you can't afford it, you don't stray. However, in our context, because our society was and still is a polygamous one, the man is allowed to do the right thing by marrying the other woman.
No, Kobe, before we get into that, I was just trying to say that I mean, you all do counseling. We all do at some point. And I'm just asking that, should this be one of the things we're discussing with would-be couples and saying that, look, they are counselees, they've come for counseling. Should we be telling them that affairs can happen, and so prepare your mind such that if it happens, you are able to forgive your partner and move on? And I'm asking that if that is the case, people who already would like to veer, wouldn't they just now take it as
Yeah, that's a license to kill.
that?
We don't do that. Especially in the Christian settings, we don't do that.
So that's not allowed.
No.
We don't do it it is not part of the things we do, but I am talking about one of the things I do. And one of the things I do actually is to do divorce counseling, even as part of premarital counseling. Now you are telling me, yes. Now you are telling me,
divorce
but why are you starting divorce even before the wedding marriage starts? Yes. Listen, sometimes we have such lofty expectations. All of us, especially the Christian community, lofty expectations. And the expectations are such that you don't think that anything should happen to you. It is just like death. We would die. I mean, we would die someday. I am not saying so. One of the things I teach at premarital counseling, as part of teaching on trust, is that there is a possibility that your partner may misbehave. There's temptation everywhere. Office room. I mean, something can happen which would make you feel that the easiest thing to do is to pack your bags and baggage and leave the marriage. And one of them could be an affair where your partner may be seeing somebody on the side. And as part of your building your mind and in this area, when this happens, if it happens, you should know how to deal with it.
Adam, I think going back to the insurance analogy, we teach or we learn defensive driving to prevent accidents. In the same way, I think it's okay to let would-be couples know that affairs can happen, because at CEM, one of the topics we teach during marriage counseling is faithfulness in marriage. We teach people how to be faithful so that you do not slip, so that there will not be an affair. So I think it's okay, it's fair to let people know that affairs can happen, but here is what you can do to prevent affairs from happening.
I'm sure in that teaching, it's very critical to then talk about the consequences of this
Exactly.
on the relationship.
And then at that point, you also hear from your partner how they would react.
They'll react
if you were to get to become if you
it happens.
And I personally
become unfaithful.
I ask,
what would you do
if you found out that this had happened? What would be your natural predisposition?
Just slit their throats, that's all.
No, but you see, what happens then is that you get an idea that this person is unforgiving when it comes to this.
That's so true.
Depending on how much value you place on him and on the relationship, you are careful not to cross the line, because you know what will happen.
But then again, you also go ahead to teach about forgiveness and the fact that people have been able to overcome affairs. And so that should not spell the end of a relationship
at all. It is not better like that.
That is very idealistic.
Yes. No, I know.
To
but
be
I'm
honest,
saying that I mean, true. There are people who have been able to overcome affairs.
It never becomes the same. That's what I see.
Sometimes it is hard work.
So I'm sure when we are done with this topic, we'll move into healing from affairs.
You see, there's one of the things I asked as part of the 40 pointers questions I asked the very first day. One is, what are your deal breakers? If it so happens that I ask the men, if it so happens that, I mean, tradition, every society has accepted men going out, and it doesn't really matter. So I ask men, what would be your disposition if your wife happens to have an affair? See their face.
No man will forgive that.
And some people are saying that I cannot. Sometimes you're asking them, what are your deal breakers? And they will tell you, I cannot stand an affair.
No man will forgive that, and I'll give you one basic reason.
Don't give me.
The basic reason is simple. A man going to another woman doesn't necessarily mean that she's emotionally attached or loves the person. A woman opening her legs for another man means
why
she's
are you
gone.
talking like that?
Okay.
And so your empire is finished.
I'm sure the things that are popping out of this topic, we can do this for the next 2 months. But you see, I have been in a very uncomfortable situation before where you asked about what would you do if your partner cheated on you. And this was to the lady, because then we've put it at the back of our minds that men are usually the people who would go out quite often. And she said, I bet you people have thought us that he's the head and I am the neck, and she also has brought herself to understand that he will lead and she will follow.
So whatever he does,
he will pay back
where you
in
tread,
good measure.
I will tread.
No,
That one is a
2 days
word,
ago,
right?
2 days ago, I read a story on Facebook. The lady said that she immunized herself of that shock by going to do it.
Yeah, and getting pregnant.
No, not this one. Oh, as for the getting pregnant and aborting, it's happening like water. But this one said she immunized herself by going to do it, so that when she finds out the husband has done it, she'll kind of equate it.
Oh, what's that?
So she started it. Then Oyewie no started so she share evidence.
So that she will feel
So that so now her guilt will now reduce. That okay, he's done it, I've done it, 1-1 draw. Such mindset.
things that are happening around us. We'll be back in a little bit, but Yum Vita infant cereal with milk is fortified with NutriView, which contains 16 essential vitamins and minerals, including zinc, iron, and calcium, and all of these will aid in the healthy growth of your baby. It comes in 3 delicious flavors: maize and wheat, rice, and the wheat variants. And it also comes in 3 unique pack sizes. Talk about the 50-gram, the 400-gram tea, and the 350-gram block bottom pouch. Get the pack size that best suits your family needs. Yum Vita, a delicious way to grow. And our friends from Promasida Ghana Limited, producers of Onga, are telling us, shine your eyes, Maweni, because cooking is being more fun and enjoyable than ever before. While cooking with your favorite Onga spices, there are lots of gifts to be won just like that. Onga brings you Maweni Naho promo. Just shine your eyes and win big this Ongalicious season. To enter the Shine Your Eyes promo and enjoy all the goodies, 1, just pick up together 25 promo wrappers of Onga shrimp tablets and add 5 promo wrappers of either chicken, beef, or stew tablets. And then submit them at any of your redemption centers and you will instantly win a gift. You can win up to 100,000 cedis cash. You can win television sets, washing machines, deep freezers, and many more. This is an instant gift. No go cambia. So shine your eyes and start picking the Onga promo wrappers now. This promo starts from Monday, October 16th to December 31, 2023. Do remember that terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved. Oh, Charlie, Ghana make hard pa, so everybody wants value for their hard-earned money. When it comes to tomato mix, value for money means 1, consistent and rich red color that doesn't color your meat or fish. Number 2, thick paste that gives you your desired quantity of soup or stew. And 3, good tomato flavor that gives that consistent and unique taste to all your dishes. You can rely on Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix for all of these. That is why we say, weigh your tomato mix. No color changing like traffic lights. Debia Koko Kama. Taste Nusu dear on point. Because Tasty Tom is thick. Ofa kakra na ye bebre. Ekahunu bie nim. Don't compromise on quality. Topapano at once. Choose Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix and get value for money. You stand a chance of winning amazing prizes from Tasty Tom during the phone-in sessions on the drive time. All you need to do is tell us how you prepare your favorite meal using Tasty Tom and enriched tomato paste. This promises to be fun and interesting. Tasty Tom enriched tomato paste ofa kakra. Aye baby. And yay! My people from Adanse Travels. Seize the opportunity with Adanse Travels to see the unique architecture, skyscrapers, ports, beaches, amazing desert safaris, shopping centers, and enjoy the most tolerant atmosphere in the world. From the 13th to the 20th of December, also 19th to 20th December, and then 28th December 2023 to the 4th of January 2024. Pay only 1,850 for single sharing and 3,650 for couple to be part of the Adanse at 10 Reloaded Vibe Tours. All these packages cover your flight, your hotel accommodation, tourist visa, daily breakfast, city tours, guided shopping, and optional tours to make your vacation exceptional. To patronize any of these packages, call 059-550-0817 or 055-264-826. You can also visit their website www.adansetravels.com to make your reservations. Adanse at 10 Reloaded. It's still a vibe. And let me also tell you about Philip Nye and Friends, and I'm one of those friends. What we are doing this Christmas, it's been on for 4 years. This is the 4th edition, where my colleague here, producer extraordinaire Philip, decided that look, at least every 24th December we should come together as friends and put smiles on the faces of needy children and underprivileged families. And so he's been doing it, and this year the bus is stopping at the Kolebu Cancer Unit and also the Sunshine Mothers Hostel. So what we are asking is support in cash and in kind, any amount at all. And then you also can bring in your bags of rice, your oil. We want biscuits. We want, drinks for the children. We don't want to use clothes. It's Christmas, so we're looking for, nice clothes, that can fit the kids. And they also need Pediasure and Ensure. These are drinks where, here they have proteins in them. They're quite expensive, but usually when they go through chemo, it's one of the things they give them. And so we will like your support whichever way. You can just call 0244-735451 and then tell us how you want to support us, and we will pick up the donations. We will come and pick up the items, and we will say a very big thank you to you. So please help us to be able to put smiles on the faces of the children who are undergoing cancer treatments at the Kolebu Cancer Unit and also at the Sunshine Mothers Hostel. Their mothers are also inclusive, so if you have things that we can give to the mothers, we will very much appreciate it. The number again is 0244-735451. All right, back to my guest in the studio, Mama T, Reverend Kofi Boateng, Esquire, Kobda Atabedu Procurement. Yeah. Don't mind me. Great. So now that we have looked at, we've talked about...
My name has become synonymous with procurement.
That is proper branding. You have to pay me for it. You have to pay me for it. Okay. So, at what point in time, before we get into the affair proofing, at what point in time in any relationship or marriage should you start thinking that we have to do things to secure this marriage from affairs? Should it be when you're dating, when you have gone into the marriage? Would you have seen some signs that would serve as a wake-up call for you to realize that if I don't take care, something could happen? At what point in time should we have that mentality that we will have to start working to affair-proof our marriages or our relationships?
So I think right from the beginning, you share your values.
Okay.
Yeah. What does a monogamous relationship mean to you? Because, these days, elsewhere, people get into relationships and it's free for all. I can date whoever I open relationships. I can sleep with whoever I want, and you can do the same, and they're happy with it. They're okay with it. If that's not what you want from or you expect from your relationship or from your partner, you have to put that right on the table. And as Mama T said, or was it you who talked about deal breakers? What are your deal breakers? That if you date another or if I see you with someone else, not necessarily just seeing you, but if you
straight into that, yes,
exactly,
yes,
then I cannot handle this.
Yeah.
So I think right from the very beginning, you need to make it clear as to what you expect from the relationship and what your values are.
Great. So right from the beginning,
if you leave the door open, it will happen.
Okay.
Once you tell the person that, I can forgive you if you do it, the person knows that you will forgive me if I do it. All I have to do is to come and cry some crocodile tears. So the person will do it. It should be from the first day you set the ground rules. This is it. This is not what I'm expecting. And you should be willing to lead the way. So you make the effort to not make it happen, so that it becomes difficult for the other person to
make it happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I keep saying that for many of us as married couples, the beginning of the marriage is not when you are pronounced husband and wife. It is when both of you agreed between yourselves to go ahead
to commit to each
get
other.
married. And so too much needs to be talked about. We are not talking much. I meet young couple who are in courtship or dating, and I am asking them how much are you people saying? There are things they are not talking about anything, especially the church people. They are only going to prayer meeting. They are going to these things, and so they are not saying much. It will interest you to know that in most of our homes, couples don't really make time to sit and talk about matters until there is a problem, and then words will be flying like that. That is when you get to hear that, in fact, this is what this person has always been wanting to say. And so I think that from the very, very beginning, when you both decide to get married, let's talk about the number of things. All of the very difficult conversations must be had, including if you decide to misbehave. You see, even in the traditional setting, people believe that, yes, if you decide to misbehave, I won't take it kindly. But you see, even in the traditional setting, people think that in the traditional setting, polygamy is allowed. But there is even there is a how to do polygamy, even in the traditional setting. Great. So when your man decides to cheat or to have an affair, and nobody has found you out, then it is fine. But when you are found out and your wife gets to know, and she reports you to an elder, even though the tradition allows that you can marry more than one, there is a way they go with you. And then you mentioned
that's why I said that. Within the cultural setting, there are rules of how to do it. So there are systems that were built to protect the family and to preserve marriage and to ensure the sustenance of a unified home.
I asked somebody, a Muslim, and he was telling me that even in the Muslim community, if you want to marry another, your first wife must consent to you doing it, and then there is a procedure to go through this compensation and everything. And so yes, if you decide to cheat, that one day.
Seek permission.
Seek permission to cheat. Not really, but if you decide to cheat, it depends on everybody. You sometimes at in marriage counseling, a woman finds her husband cheating. The first time, she is all broken and she's disturbed. It happens the second time. It will interest you to know the third time, she is all strong and she doesn't mind again. And she doesn't mind again. She has told herself, this man,
she's built an immune system.
You know,
but you see, there's a point you made, which is very important. And I always say that when we look at marriage, we should look at them in two different contexts. marriage between people who are the church kind and marriage between people who are outside the church.
Yes.
Most of the time, the problems that we have in the church, they are not in the world. They foolproof it before they go. Outside, they know that, Charlie, you do me, I go do you. So you sit down and you analyze and realize that, do I want to lose this person or do I want to lose this relationship? And you yourself will build a defense around yourself so you don't lose it. But in church, where the Bible says our conversation should be seasoned with salt, you are seen to be carnal and
bring up
evil when you approach a woman and you start talking dirty and all those things. So if you respect yourself, you avoid subjects like that. We create these problems for ourselves in the church. And then we don't open up and be honest about certain topics. So you find out that both parties will be lying, and they lie to themselves, only for them to get there and it stares them in the face.
I think the churches are beginning to do quite well when it comes to these things, because
recently,
yes, now they are talking about some of these things, and we can only continue to encourage them, because I'm sure that the leadership is actually beginning to realize that keeping quiet and acting as though everybody was 100% holy is damaging. So I think the church is beginning to talk about some of these things.
10 years ago or more, in this very studio, we were here when a lady called, Reverend Kofi and myself, and then there was someone else. So that day I was with two pastors, and a lady called and said that, is it okay to have oral sex? And then they said, you answer this one. Both of them pointed to me, you answer this one, because men I'm here bro someone. So I had to respond. The point is that we avoid the touchy subjects.
Now that we
don't want to touch it.
We
cause too much problems.
Now we're trying.
And now
they realize the problem. Yes. So now we're trying.
In fact, what happened at your church the last time was beautiful.
Yes,
so
now we're
precious.
trying. So we have established that because marriage is a human institution, and some of these things can happen.
Potentially
can happen. It's important that we have these conversations. It's important also that right from get-go, we are having some of these conversations, not even with our counselors, but amongst ourselves as people who are courting, who are dating, and for us to know our shared values when it comes to some of these things. Super. So now that we know these things can happen, I want us to talk about the prevention, which is the affair-proofing itself. How do you affair-proof your marriage? Is it that easy? Are there things you have to do? What do we have to do to ensure that, at least in as much as we're human beings and we are prone to making mistakes, and there can be temptation and the devil can do his worst and all that, we are also putting measures in place, like Kofi talked about the insurance. We are also putting measures in place. And last time I met somebody who,
unfortunately, I said I leave the devil out.
Somebody who, the devil is also part of it.
The
devil is also part of it.
The devil hasn't done anything.
You haven't seen anybody. I have
Oh yes. I have.
Kofi, stop. I mean, the issue about insurance. I met somebody this week who says, "Oh, the insurance is, and maybe you have to buy." I said, "My parents are already dead." Okay, how about you and your husband? I said, "What? We should start preparing for our death. We are not ready." And that usually is our attitude towards these things. Yes. Okay, I know that you won't cheat on me. I know nothing will happen, and so yes, we are fine. We are not. Before you realize you are there, You are so what do people have to do to ensure that they are guarding their marriages and their relationships against affairs? Because we have established that they can happen.
So,
yes, Kofi.
Yeah. Okay. So I think one of the things that we should all endeavor to do in relationships or in marriages is to try or make every effort to meet the needs of our partners. We are not in the marriage to make ourselves happy per se, but we should seek to make the other person happy. That's the only way most of us will end up having, happiness ourselves. And so we need to understand the needs of our spouses and try to meet them. We need to understand the love languages of our spouses and try to speak those languages to them. And so you would look at all the 5 basic love languages, see which one appeals to your spouse and speak them. You've got words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, acts of service, physical touch. Which of them appeals more to your spouse? And then look at their unique needs, their emotional and physical needs. As husbands, as wives, we're different. Men have different needs when it comes to relationships. Women have different needs. Some of the needs of women are affection. You've got conversation, honesty and openness, financial support, family commitment, and so on. When you come to the needs of men, some of them are sexual fulfillment, recreational companionship, physical attractiveness, domestic support, and admiration or respect. So these are actually from the book of Dr. Willard Harley, on his needs, her needs. I think when we understand these needs for our spouses and we try to address them, we try to meet them, then they can find some contentment in the marriage and hopefully they will not stray.
Before you go to someone, start with you. Accountability starts with you. Saying to yourself that I will not do it. Or probably looking at someone else, a father, a mother, a relative, someone, and using that person as an example to say to yourself that I do not want to be like this.
Yeah.
Once you make that decision, you will do everything humanly possible to avoid it.
Yeah.
There can be other extenuating factors that can push you to that point. But the accountability starts with you saying that I want. So if I say I want, and you, my spouse, you say you want, then we want, and it will happen. The next thing is the God factor. And I'll take us to 1 Corinthians 5:1. It is actually reported, and I'm reading from the NIV, reported that there is sexual immorality among you, and of the kind that even pagans do not tolerate. Unfortunately, today in the church, what is happening is like the animal kingdom, where you go to a church and the pastor is sleeping with somebody's wife, and this person whose wife is being slept with is sleeping with another person here, and it is nasty. And that is what is happening. And this is what it says. Then you come down to where they manage it. Verse 9. I wrote to you in my letter not to associate with sexually immoral people. Not at all meaning the people of this world who are immoral or greedy or swindlers or idolaters. In that case, you would have to leave this world. But verse 11, now I am writing to you that you must not associate with anyone who claims to be a brother or a sister, but is sexually immoral or greedy or an idolater or slanderer or a drunkard. Do not even eat with such people. This is the hard stance Paul put down. Yeah. Why? Because if you do that, it serves as an example to others so that they will learn that if Kwejo did it and this is how he was treated, if I do it, this is how I will be treated, and it will prevent you from doing it. That is why some time back, the Church of Pentecost was such that if you do it and they catch you, they put you on a chair. So once you are sitting on this chair, everybody knows that they are
that one was
now we'll say it is humiliation. But we have watered down these mechanisms that the Bible put in place. And so it has become generally accepted in the name of love thy neighbor or love thy enemy. And it has enabled this to become acceptable. So now people do it and everybody thinks that there's no consequence. But the reality is that any action that does not come with accountability and consequence management is enabled to happen. It's a theory in motivation law principles in management.
I am looking quickly at commitment. I am asking couples, let both of us be committed to the marriage. The marriage is not for one person. It is for both of us. So both of us, let us be committed to the marriage. Most of the time when I sit with couples, I mean, somebody who has cheated or has gone out of line, I notice a number of times that one of them is deeply hooked to pornography. For whatever reason, there is a point where mostly it is the men. I am not picking up on the men cry, but most of our husbands are hooked to pornography. And sometimes when they watch, they begin to see their wives as now star is when you know even plasma is there. I have found another one plasma. and so my wife
Mama is doing research.
I tell you.
Plasma.
And plasma and this one is there. And so my wife is always there like this. Hey, let me try something. And so they want to be adventurous. You know, for some of the husbands, they are only adventurous. They want to see what is there. Recently, I heard something I loved. This man was running after this young lady, and eventually something has happened, and the man is almost going to die. And I said, how he's feeling the pain. But seriously, people are hooked to pornography. If you are hooked onto pornography, find a way to break it. I have noticed that no amount of sexual whatever can be done to, especially a man. Okay, let me bring in a woman who is hooked onto pornography until he is willing to break it himself. I am asking wives. A lot of husbands are telling me that they are not sexually fulfilled, and that is why they are looking at the girls. And so what is it that you are not doing right? In fact, a lot of sisters are not doing right at all in the bedroom. They are not doing right. I am pleading with you with the mercies of God. Is that how Paul puts it? That begin to do right. Try to make sure that the bedroom work is done well. But again, let me tell husbands, some of our husbands are also not doing well. They are not doing well. All they know is one. It's home. There are too many other things around sexual fulfillment. Do it well. Sometimes you husbands think.
Mama T, read 1 Corinthians 7. The answer is there.
Oh, the answer
verse
is that,
5.
Yes, give to each other your due duty, right?
Yes.
And so we are doing. You are doing. I'm doing. I keep asking husband, when was the last time after you are done, you are asking your wife, baby, how did it go? You dear, you people, and I'm not saying all of you. You dear, just when you finish, and you are
now, homie.
But would they tell you the truth?
You are still there, and you are doing. Sometimes you are doing, and the woman is lying there, and she's wondering, what is this man doing? This your hands. It's not doing anything. It is only you are quiet. The part I don't like is the quiet, the mumu spirit. I don't like it. You are not even asking, baby, how is this going? How is this going? You there, you are there. You are doing before you know, you are finished. You have turned to your side of the bed. You are snoring away. In
Virtue has gone out. That's why.
And the woman is hanging like that. And that is why I say that in these hands, between your head here to this part minus your sexual organ, as 9 receptacles. Work it out. In sexual contact, let all your 5 senses go to play. Let your eyes see. That is why I say don't have sex under darkness. See what is happening. See your wife's body. If even she has become like this, tell her that, baby, you are looking fine. And when you say she's looking fine, you will notice the style. You are not saying anything. She's just lying there. Let your hands touch.
She's in the spirit.
Let your hands touch. You see, touch your wife, touch your husband, and then let her. You will know that when you come back, she wants a lot more touch. Every husband who is complaining that your wife is just there, you are not doing well in the bedroom, you two yourself. But again, I am asking, let us as much as possible become very open and honest with one another. Even if somebody is pushing you in the office romance is on the increase in recent times. And even if somebody is pushing you, if you are so close with your partner, you can come home and say, hey, Kwabena, I'll go to my office or that time you, and he will not judge you at all. But
Atro.
My take out from your preaching this morning.
Give me offering.
2 things: home and plasma.
Now I want to read 1 Corinthians 7.
I will be back for you to read 1 Corinthians. Give me a little bit of time. I'll be back to you very shortly.
Me, I won't say anything. See, Mama.
And go on and enrich your breakfast with the nourishing goodness of Dano Milk Cool Cow Instant Powdered Milk. The rich taste of Dano Milk makes a perfect combination with your tea, oats, cocoa, and others. And this gives you that great tasting breakfast you've always desired. Dano Milk Cool Cow is fortified with vitamin A, and it's also a good source of protein and nutrients such as vitamin B12 and iodine to keep you nourished and strong always. Dano Milk is affordable and in a shop near you. Choose Dano Milk today for your nourishment and build your strength every day. Dano Milk, go for it. This advert is FDA approved. And it's a new way of doing things. It's a new world of doing business, and your business shouldn't be left out. It's time to get a Momo for Business today to accept payments from over 15 million Momo customers. All you need is a business registration certificate and your Ghana card. Applying to be MTN Momo merchant has been made simple and fast. You just have to dial *5051# and follow the prompts or apply online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh. You will receive a reference number which you can use to track your application. So don't get caught waiting. Enjoy secure transactions and convenient transactions for your businesses with MTN Momo today. Note that the application is free. Do not pay any money to anyone for a merchant payment solution. Report any fraudulent charges using the Momo app available on Play Store and on App Store. And Ghana make hard pass, so everybody wants value for their hard-earned money. When it comes to tomato mix, value for money means one, consistent and rich red color that doesn't color your meat or fish. Thick paste that gives you your desired quantity of soup or stew. And 3, good tomato flavor that gives you that consistent and unique taste to all your dishes. You can rely on Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix for all of these. That is why we say weigh tomato mix. No color changing like traffic lights. Debia Koko Kama. Taste ninso dear on point because Tasty Tom is thick. Ofa kakra na ye bebre. Ekehunu biare nim. Don't compromise on quality. Top papano at once. Choose Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix and get value for money. You stand a chance of winning amazing prizes from Tasty Tom during the phone-in sessions on Drive Time with Lexus Bill. All you need to do is tell us how you prepare your favorite meal using Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. This promises to be fun and interesting. Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix. Wofa kakra na ye bebre.
Yummy, yum, Vita. Yummy, yummy, yum, Vita. Yum, Vita cereals. A delicious way to grow.
Yum Vita is fortified with Nutri-V and contains 16 essential vitamins and minerals, including zinc, calcium, and iron for your baby's healthy growth. Yum Vita, a delicious way to grow. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, Majwa, you bought a new flat screen TV. My sister, Maweninda Ho. Hey, and a washing machine too. Yeah, Maweninda Ho. It's remaining a deep freezer. Hey, where dear Majwa, show me the way. Show me the way. Enter the Ungalicious Maweninda Ho promo, and you too can win big. There's up to 1 million Ghana cedis in cash and other prizes to dash. Submit 25 Unga promo wrappers of shrimp tablet and 5 of any other variant at any of our designated centers, and you will win prizes instantly. No Conebra Simbia. Promo runs from October 16 to December 31st, 2023. Terms and conditions apply. This advert is FDA approved. Unga, Mama's helping hand.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Ophelia, did you brush your teeth before eating?
No, mommy. Anytime I use daddy's toothpaste, I get bruises in my mouth and sometimes I feel like vomiting.
That's not an excuse. As a child, you need to brush your teeth before you take your breakfast to avoid tartar and cavity, okay? And you, why are you laughing at your sister? Have you brushed your teeth?
Yes, Mom. I used the Kel Kids toothpaste you brought yesterday to brush my teeth.
Well done, darling. Kel Kids toothpaste is made for kids like you from 2 years to 6 years.
It was so sweet like strawberry. I even wanted to eat it, Mom.
No, you can't eat it. It's toothpaste, not toffee, okay? It's always advisable to give your kids Kel Kids toothpaste to brush their teeth. Kel Kids toothpaste strengthens teeth and prevents decay and cavities. As a mother, I always make sure my kids use Kel Kids toothpaste. Kel Kids toothpaste with strawberry flavor makes brushing exciting for our kids.
Kel, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Ghana for per tasty Tom tomato mix yusu. Ukochoba restauranta. If you swa
Tasty Tom. Me your farmer Jenny near Koyupa. Me you see Tasty Tom tomato mix. Your cocoa kama. What the year Jania? What's a rich tomato flavor no? Nane tasting so dear. On point.
Sa.
Me choba. Me fat tasty Tom ka krebi yam kwine froya. Na ye bebre. Me handwriting so and sisada. Inti customers ba.
Never.
Me a chef. Tasty Tom gives you value for money. I don't compromise on the quality of my food. Ain't me top papano.
At once. Use Tasty Tom enriched tomato mix.
This advert is FDA approved.
And I have this message. I love Joy FM. I have been listening to Joy FM since its inception. I have a radio in my kitchen, sitting room, bedroom, and all my cars. My children even get angry with me anytime they use or sit in my car just because the radio is on Joy. Your news is exceptional. You get the real and authentic stories before publishing on air. Even when I travel, I listen to Joy on other platforms. I just love Joy FM. Edem Saturday morning show really gives me inspiration. Sammy Forsen and his team make me laugh all morning on Saturdays. As for Lexus Bill's drive time, it kills me. Joy FM is the only station we listen to in our homes. The Sunday morning prayer and worship time is another thing altogether. Kojo Youngson and his team on the morning show is also something I don't miss. And Evans Mensah's news file I listen to every time. In fact, I love Joy FM and the family, and I don't think any other station can take me away from Joy FM. Joy FM, I love Joy FM. And this is from Lady J in Bachona. You can also send in your entry 055-111-997, 055-11-11-997. Just hashtag yes, I love Joy FM. You just have to tell us why you love Joy FM, and then you just may stand the chance of winning all the packages we have. We have support from Adansi Travels, Maha Beach Resort. We have from Labadi Beach Hotel, Cheche Hotel, and also from Mayflower Hotel. And so we have loads of packages for you to go and relax and enjoy your time with your family. And you can also just send us a message 055-111-11997 and hashtag it I love Joy FM. Once again, shine your eyes, ma. We need now because cooking is more fun and enjoyable than ever before whilst cooking with your favorite Onga spices. There are lots of gifts to be won just like that. Onga brings you Mawinin Naho promo. Just shine your eyes and win big this Ongalicious season. To enter the Shine Your Eyes promo and enjoy all the goodies, one, just pick up together 25 promo wrappers of Onga shrimp tablet and add 5 promo wrappers of either chicken, beef or stew tablets to it. Number 2, submit them at any of our redemption centers and you will instantly win a gift. You can win up to 100,000 cedis cash. You can wish television sets, washing machines, deep freezers, and others. Remember, this is an instant gift. No go cambia. So shine your eyes and start picking the Onga promo wrappers now. This promo starts from Monday the 31st. Monday, the 16th of October, all through to December 31, 2023. Terms and conditions do apply. This advert is FDA approved. And remember, it's a new world of doing a business, and your business shouldn't be left out. It's time to get Momo for Business today to accept payments from over 15 million Momo customers. All you need is a business registration certificate and your Ghana card. Applying to be MTN Momo Merchant has been made simple and fast. You just have to dial *5051# and follow the prompts, or apply online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh. You will receive a reference number which you can use to track your application. So don't get caught waiting. Enjoy secure transactions and convenient transactions for your business with MTN Momo today. Note that the application is free. Do not pay any money to anyone for a merchant payment solution. Report any fraudulent charges using the Momo app available on Play Store and on your App Store. Yay! Young Vita infant cereal with milk is always fortified with Nutrivie, and it contains 16 essential vitamins and minerals, including zinc, iron, and calcium, to aid in the healthy growth of your baby. It comes in 3 delicious flavors: maize and wheat and wheat variants, and also comes in 3 unique pack sizes: 50-gram, 400-gram tea, and 300-gram block bottom pouch. Get the pack size that best suits your family needs. Young Vita, a delicious way to grow. And let me again remind you that Philip Nye and friends, and I am an honorable member of that team, we are asking for support to go visit some of, the underprivileged children this year. We do that every year. And this year, Philip is leading the team, and we are going to the Kolebu Cancer Unit. And what we are doing is we're going to party with them on the 24th of December. So rice, oil, biscuits, drinks. We want new clothes, not used ones. It's Christmas. Want them to wear some new clothes. If you have toys, you can bring it. Pediasure and Sure, we need all of those for them. And so you can just simply call 02. Let me give you the number quickly. The number is 0244 735451. 0244 735451. This year we are stopping at the Kolebu Cancer Unit and the Sunshine Mothers Hostel. That's where they house the children and their mothers who are unable to go to the various regions and come back. And you know that these people, they live on the benevolence of people, because most mothers will have to stop working just to be able to stay in there and take care of the children. They have a lot of needs at the hostel. So help us to party with them. Help us to put smiles on their faces. Christmas spa, Christmas hats, Christmas spectacles, everything just to make them happy. And you can call the number, and then we will pick up your donations, and we will say a very big thank you to you. And you can also join us that day to really party with them. Thank you. Back to the studio. Kobe, please read the scripture. Before then, Adam, good morning. In fact, Mama T is hitting on all angles. I'm going through same in my marriage. I have been married for 5 years and still waiting on God after a series of miscarriages. Adam, I always have to beg my husband to have sex with me, and this has been a challenge in our marriage. But here's the case, he's sleeping around, begging other women to sleep with him, which I keep losing for that reason I keep losing interest in the marriage each day. Such a husband, how do I manage him? Because I have tried addressing the issue, and he always flares up anytime I bring it on board. Please advise. This is from our wafer. But you want to read the scripture? Say again.
To this, there is a lot to this. Yes, there's more to this. That's right. So
this one is a spiritual one.
No, not. Spiritual matters in there. And so this one, Reverend Kofi will take it up.
Okay, all right. Great.
But you see, 1 Corinthians 7 is a follow to 1 Corinthians 5.
Mm-hmm.
So verse 1, he started with concerning the things you wrote to me about. I mean, something had happened in the past. Then verse 2 says, but since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, and each woman her own husband. Then verse 3 is where it puts the obligations. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to the wife, and likewise the wife to the husband. So the question is, what is the marital duty? One of the pledges you made, and that is where it comes to verse 4.
We have to do this.
The wife does not have authority over her own body. And the same for the husband. So now, verse 5, NIV will say, do not deprive, but King James will say, do not defraud. What it means is that I chose you to marry you because you made a promise and a pledge that you will help me fulfill this problem of immorality by making your body available to me, not to them, to me. And so when we come and now I want it, when I want it, and you decide to when you will give it, you have defrauded me. That is criminal.
And this, I'm sure, even goes a long way to answer this question as well.
That's what I'm saying, that there's more to this. This is what she has told us.
Yes, but you need the other side as well.
When you get into questioning her and you get to speak to the man, you find out the undercurrent, which is driving the man away.
Great. Okay. Mama T, in just 30 seconds, your final
Let me finish
words.
on this. I keep, wherever I sit here, I keep insisting on couples building friendships. It is very, very necessary. Friendships helps you to be very committed to each other. Let me tell our sisters also, you are doing Mama T, bohobium. Sisters, one of the reasons why a man is marrying you, in fact, don't listen to whatever he's saying. It is sex. I mean, one of the reasons. Let him. You also need, let him, both of you, give to each other. Let me finish finally on this. There are people who are in emotional affairs and they don't even know, because they are just not having sex. They think that they are not in affairs. Some people are deeply emotionally involved with other men and other women at work and everywhere, and because they are not sleeping together. If whatever it is that somebody, the other person's emotion has gone to be with another person, if you're a wife, look for it. What is it that you are not doing right? Start doing it. If you're a husband, start looking for what you are not doing right and start doing it. Right. And then let it work. It will work. As for the spiritual things, we will come and look at it the next time, because I have had occasions
push
where
that one to a walk with Jesus.
Yes. where it is serious. I mean, this man, he has been down.
Okay,
so Adam, make your spouse your best friend. You know, spend as much time with them as possible, meet their needs, make a conscious effort to avoid temptation. We know the situations that we get into that can lead us to do things that we don't want to do. Always remember your vows. You vowed to marry them, to love them in good and in bad times. And then also learn to communicate your feelings, communicate your desires, your needs, your concerns in an effective and non-judgmental way. When you practice these things, I believe that you can bond very well and stay together.
Thank you very much. And this is how we are ending the show today. Our time is up. Next week, we will be here with another interesting edition of...
They should bring offering for me.
I wanted to recap everything.